Your homes, fellow brands, branding enthusiasts, designers, etc. Welcome back to the third episode of How to Brand from SAAS. And in this episode, we will discuss the branding we did for a SaaS technology brand. SaaS is a software as a service, and so let's begin with the branding. Okay, so the startup is of a friend of mine, and it's called SynchroWork, and it's a software solution. It's a project and team management software as a service product, and it's from a company based in India, as I mentioned. So they have two sides of a platform for agencies. It's where they can manage projects with clients, their teammates, etc. And for clients, they can manage the project they are involved with the agency, the progress of it, etc. And as usual, we always start with a brief and the shortlisted keywords. The keywords were shortlisted, but it needed to be professional, modern, and corporate to attract the client side, and also to be clean. A bit of vibrant to attract the creative agency side. And we start with a mood board because it helps with better understanding what the client is looking for, better understanding of the direction. It also gives us some inspiration that we can draw, some shortlisted products that we can draw inspiration from in the long-term basis of the project. And this is the mood board we did for this brand. And then we move on with the logo exploration. The exploration phase is basically a phase where we go through several ideas, very low fidelity versions of logos, some ideas. The benefit of having an exploration phase is that you get to explore as many options as possible without wasting effort on options that would be rejected at the end. With the exploration phase, we shortlist ideas, shortlist routes, and then further exploring those directions. And with a few iterations, we decide on a final direction, a final logo, and then work on that final logo to make it more professional, to perfect it instead of perfecting several options which are bound to get rejected. So in the exploration phase, you can see that we started with the monogram. Since it's SynchroWork, so S and W are the two letters we are focusing on. And we started with ASW, just exploring, and the initial idea that I was going with is giving a feel of sync, like the S is syncing into the W, a continuous linear icon, since expressing work and the linearity and the sync as nexus is the SynchroWork. And going on with that direction, we developed a few, and then thought of going with a chart, since it's about SynchroWork, it's about growth of the work. So increasing linear chart that represents increase or a growth of work from the agency or client side, and then tried incorporating S with that and W with that. This direction didn't work so well, hence we rejected that. This direction is something that I liked, but we went on a different direction later on, and going with a little more abstract was this, which indirectly represents a human kind of figure in a very abstract way, and then tried incorporating S and W, like this is a S and together it's a W, and sort of putting some thoughts to guess a human a little bond. And since it's about work, we went with the direction of exploring work bag, the office bag that we carry, and it's a little box that incorporating S and S with a smile in it. Then there's this setting, which also indirectly represents this setting. Gear symbol represents setting and work in mobile culture, and that's what we tried incorporating into the bag. And then since it's about work, it's about agency, then idea is useful direction for that. We tried incorporating that, and this is combining sync fill with these brackets to represent code. Agencies are generally developer agencies, so coding is an important part of most agencies. and kind of converting idea with the ball and with the idea bulb representing idea, then tried converting that into the bag, simplified a little by this is the handbag's handle, this is the button, and together is the bag, and this is the bulb representing idea, several versions of that. Same with the bulb, this kind of went up looking like a bit alien. This direction, I enjoyed this direction though, and combined this. Then we went up focusing on sync, the cycle of sync, like the recycle thing, and since it looks a bit like S, tried incorporating S here. After several direction, went on this, where you can see it's forming a bit of S. Tried incorporating it into the back portion went more well, and then simplified it into a little more abstract version of the circle. This one went a bit well after a few explorations, like these are some of my favorite ones, especially these three. This direction was something I liked, and I shortlisted this into this one, and then we went back into circular form. There have been a few iterations in between, of course, and then we incorporated the code and the sync together. This is one that I liked a bit, among my favorite ones. This one was also good, but we rejected it because of the familiarity of the smile in Amazon, which didn't want to take that risk. Also, there wouldn't be copyright issue, but quite a lot. And we shortlisted and we finalized this middle part. We'll get into that later. Let's move on to the exploration of the logo. So, with the pictorial mark finalized, we move on to finalizing the lockup and the color palette. And then this was the final mark. As I said, it's forming is a monograph that's forming a S. As you can see, this is the S in between, and then this together is forming an abstract version of the sync symbol from the name SynchroWork, and this together is forming a abstract expression for collaboration. The collaboration between two sides of the users, like the platform is supposed to be used by clients and the agencies the clients are working with, the agencies and their clients. So the agencies and the clients are collaborating on this platform. Hence we're focusing on the collab. So this is the lockup. The typeface we are using is DM Sans. I will explore that later on. And the base typeface didn't have much similarity with the symbol. Hence, we wanted to add that a bit, modify the kerning a little, the C and all with this slanting cutoff for S, C, and the default O is not completely geometric. It's the typeface is geometric, but it's not a perfect circle. And since we are going with a perfect circle here, modify the O as well. This is the final logo. This is the vertical markup. This is the horizontal markup. This is the mark, and this is a favicon. Since it's an platform application, a favicon is an important use of the logo for its website, applications, icon, etc. And then comes we also did an animation. We didn't do the animation; it was the internal team. We just helped them with it. I think the animation is pretty good. So this is the animation. Pretty smooth, huh? I liked it too. And then comes all the variations. Variations are important because you need to keep your client prepared for all the circumstances where they will be using a logo. A monochrome version is important because there might be some places where the absolute color of the logo is the color of the background. So if you do not use the logo in a different color, then it will get absolutely mixed with the background and it will be ineligible, and that's not something you want. Branding is something that main role is to identify it, and if the branding gets mixed with the background, the primary function gets weight, and hence monochrome function is important. This is the brand palette. The logo has these two colors. We're calling this hot pink and hard blue, and this is thick purple, and this is soft skin. The combination, this combination, what it does is it gives a vibe of corporate font. Like there's a corporate vibe from the hard colors, which mainly is useful for attracting the client side of the users, and the fun vibe is mainly to attract the agency side of the users, because creative people like us, we like a bit of fun. Even if we want to look corporate, like we are working with corporate clients, we maintain a little bit of fun, which is not right on your face, but it's there to not make it boring, and that's why people have us. And gradients are pretty will be used a lot in this palette, since you can see we have made a different section of 3 primary gradients, and in fact even we're using this particular gradient on top, this combination of complex gradient, to once again give a corporate fun vibe without making it boring, but still keeping it look professional. And this is the typeface we focus. It's DM Sans. You see, this is a sans-serif typeface, which makes it suitable for a tech brand, and it has a geometric shape, and it's targeted for use at lower tech sites, which makes it pretty good for having a good UI. And since it's a software as a service platform, a good UI is very important, and they do have a good UI, so extending that element into the brand, so that there is a homogeneity, so that there is a recognizability between the UI, the brand, and social media, etc., which is an important part of it. Let's get to some uses. Since it's an application, Favicon, as I mentioned, is very important, which is why this you use it to compare with some comparable productivity apps like Duolingo, Grammarly, Creative Cloud, and this is no, the phone is not, but the screenshot is mine. This is a mock-up of a class logo signage. This is a site that you might find in corporate offices a lot, and since this brand as a whole, although it is a fun vibe, it's a corporate brand, this is a signage. This signage is a usage that it's gonna find very soon. Hence, we had to try it out to make sure that the logo will look good in that users, and I think it does. This is a wall. As I said, they're a corporate fun brand, so having a vibrant office space is useful for them. It gives a fun vibe, a friendly environment without losing the corporate touch. And for that, wall branding is a good way to do that. A vibrant wall branding. This you can see is a combination of the word pink and word blue with SynchroWork written in white. Once again, this also shows the importance of having a monochrome logo. If we use the logo and with a white wall, it would be a bit boring. Hence, we switch to white wall with the gradient wall. But if we use the actual logo, the gradient logo with this gradient wall, it would be illegible. Sorry. This is some snaps from the social media. No, we are not handling the social media, but I wanted to show how they make good use of the typefaces, the color palette, and the gradients. The border, as you see, they have used the gradient, and it has a clean white look. There is snaps of their platform. The logo is working well, and this is tying up together. A good use of typography. So this, although we didn't do this, this is a direction probably ourselves could do. Hence, having this color palette helped them a lot, as you can see. This is the brand guide. Brand guide is very important. It helps differentiate your work from that of your competitors, because brand guide isn't something most agencies provide. It helps a client to make most use of the what you have done from them, give them an understanding of where to use what element and how. And This gives you authoritative voice. It shows your capabilities and your job as a strategist. Helping your client is your primary objective, as giving good service to the client, good guidance gives you the words of recommendation from them, even if you don't ask. And the detailed case study is of course live on our website. You can check it from this link. And the product has been launched by now. I will add a link to that add in the description as well, and this link will also be in description with the links to our social media platforms. So I hope this will help you in your next project. If you are a creative person, if your agency, and if your brand, I hope this will give you some guidance to make better choice of working with whom you're working. And if you want, you can work with us of course as well. The links to our contacts are given in the description below. Hope to see you again in the next video. Do subscribe for more, there will be more videos coming. And till then, stay above the crowd, and see you in the next video.